Hiya, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris, and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris news. Again, I'm going to do this in the style of a celebrity death. France closes its borders to UK visitors for all but essential travel.
Boo. As the castle reaches the end of its refurbishment, La Galerie de la Belle au Bois Dormant reopens to guests. Thank you.
The attractions now offering premier access have been extended, now including Indiana Jones and Orbitron.
Disney has added a new dining plan option, Plus Extra, which includes additional snacks and drinks and one character meal per stay.
Lily's Boutique now offers nail art at a new mini salon.
I can't wait till they release Plus Extra more.
Yeah, that's
Extra.
It's a funny one. That we're going to come on to that in a bit, but for now, let me just outline the rest of our show. So this is our final live show of the year.
Aww.
I'm sure something will go up over the Christmas period, but we haven't really planned what, so just keep your eye on the tube. We've got gifts to give each other. So we're going to do it's no secret Santa because there's 3 of us and 2 of us are married, so it's a rather, open
not secret Santa.
Yeah.
And it's not me and Chris that are married.
No. For those of you who are wondering.
I've got my Disneyland Paris glass out.
You do realise you've just cut out the whole need for a tiki cup song.
Well, no, because I've also got my tiki cup.
Oh, we'll come to that later then.
Yeah.
That's definitely not a tiki cup.
That's excellent.
Now, in the midst of all the uncertainty, Chris is also rethinking his February trip. So we're going to have a look both at his options and options for other people.
I'm not having a February trip. The kids don't know about it. Shh.
Okay.
Thanks.
Who have sadly had their trips either cut short or cancelled recently. So we're going to, I think we're going to have a moment of grief for all those people. But for now, let's chat about the news.
Oh, can we?
But before we do, should we say hello to some people?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hello, some people.
Anyone in particular?
Well, Helen was first in the chat today.
She was.
Hi,
Helen sent a message as well, so I might read that out later on.
You big tease.
Emily says Merry Christmas. We've got, is it Adele?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it says, first time catching you guys live. Good to have you. Oh no, so glad to catch you guys live. Oh well. Bob and Mark.
Before we continue, I have a card that came in the post for you guys. It has been opened because it was a 2-part card and it was addressed to me. So I've taken my bit out and left your bit there. How nice is that?
Mark's saying something about wine and cheese. We just bought loads of cheese today, didn't we?
Oh.
We did. You were very fussy though because you didn't want the supermarket brand name on it, did you?
Well, one of them was for a hamper, and if it says Tesco exclusive,
As the value.
yeah, or it's not the same, is it? I don't like to get a wine that says in the back produced
Specially selected for Aldi.
for Asda. I don't want that.
No.
So we have this thing that works wonderfully with our green screen.
I quite like that.
If you hold it up in front of something green in the background.
In front of you. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, perfect.
Well, there's actually a Christmas tree between you and Chris. And if you hold it there, then it looks okay.
That's absolutely perfect.
It just makes no sense if you're listening, but
and that's
we're having some green screen fun.
Friend of the podcast, Darren Dunn of the Dunn family.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, awfully.
Right.
That's going to go in the fridge with the rest.
Fab.
Stick them to the fridge.
Fantastic.
Go on then.
Okay, so you see, I can feel like the energy in my voice today being a little bit subdued and depressed compared to normal Sundays, and the reason is this first bit of news. People of the chat, it is France closes its borders to UK visitors for all but essential travel. Now I'm having problems with my eyelashes for the viewers. That's why I'm poking myself in the eye.
They can't hear you doing that.
No, but I did look at...
As you did that, for the listeners, I should have gone...
No. So, this popped up on, was it Thursday morning? And I did a rather quick breaking news video on it, as I sometimes do when something important comes up. It's terribly grim, isn't it? We did not think we would be back here this year, but due to soaring numbers in France, but I believe more to do with soaring numbers in Britain, because we are rubbish.
No, because we test more than any other country in the world except for India and the US.
Well, that might be the case as well.
We're comparatively small. That's why.
Yeah.
Just let's for a bit of perspective.
Yeah, rule Britannia. God dang it. They're closing the borders to all but essential travel. I believe the exact words were, you need a compelling reason. Now, going to a theme park.
The exact words were, no.
Going to a theme park, unfortunately, according to the French government, is not a compelling reason. No one's told them it's the happiest place on earth, but there you go. So I think it's very, very unlikely there will be any UK nationals able to get there before maybe mid-January now. And I know there's some people who had actual Christmas trips. And when I say actual Christmas trips, I mean somebody put a comment on the video that it was 23rd to the 28th. So they were planning on actual Christmas Day, Christmas dinner there, and I just can't imagine the
It's
kind
awful.
of, yeah.
It's awful. Like, some people say, well, you know, it's only a holiday. It's not only a holiday.
It
you know,
really isn't.
Especially not when you've cancelled it 3-4 times already in the last 18 months.
When you're not able to go abroad for 2 years.
Yep.
Like, you know, it does broaden the mind, and it's good for you. It's good for your soul. So we understand how like awful it is not to go on a trip.
Also, I feel, mainly because we do this probably, but there are a lot of people where Disney is like their hobby and passion. There's 3 of them sat right here. If you're listening to a podcast on it, it's probably the case as well.
Oh, is that including you? I thought, what's the third one?
So...
It's the unicorn of shame.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, somebody who is crazy for golf. I just suddenly realised that's both a musical and Crazy Golf.
Crazy for golf.
Yeah. If you're crazy for golf, or if you're, if...
Would that class as an oxymoron? No, it doesn't, does it? It feels like that kind of thing. Crazy for being crazy for golf.
Because it's very normal people who do,
I don't.
Or if you're an avid horse rider and during lockdown someone says, I haven't been able to play golf for 6 months, people would be like, oh, wow, that's really bad, because that's your passion. And I don't think when we say how many Disney holidays we've had to cancel, I think, like Hugh says, people are very much kind of, oh, but it's a holiday. Oh, but you can holiday in the UK, can't you? You can always go to Cornwall. And I know I'm preaching to the choir
Don't
here,
be
aren't
slagging off
I?
Cornwall.
No, it's wonderful. But listeners and viewers, I think I'm preaching to the choir. I'm sure you feel the same. And for anyone who had actually planned a Christmas week trip, that's not only your yearly holiday, that is a huge part of your Christmas that cannot be replanned in the UK. So just loves to you. I think, rather than go through the rest of the news, should we talk about your current dilemma and situation now?
Yeah, kids, just turn the podcast off if you're watching right now, because I don't want you to know that we've booked a holiday.
They're playing Roblox.
Yeah, that's Chris's kids, not all kids.
Me and Laura were talking about this in the kitchen today whilst they were playing Roblox, and they didn't have a clue, talking quite openly about it as well. It's really difficult, isn't it? You know, by February, if we do have a lockdown now, because this is the thing for me, it's not just about this, it's that we're hearing today, you know, they're not ruling out the idea of further restrictions before Christmas. That's how soon. It seems very likely we're going to end up in a lockdown in January, I think, regardless of whether it's the whole situation and the escalation is localised to London or not. It's going to be the whole country that's going to feel the brunt of it. And
it started that way last year. It was localised to London.
And, you know, what do we do then? You know, how long is it going to last for, and so on and so on. And it's just, you know, if we do it right, then, we might be out by February and everything might be rosy. And with the way that Disney are doing this at the moment, you can cancel up to 8 days and get your money back, so that's great. So we could just sit and wait and see what happens. But Christmas now, the summer bookings are all available now. And I had a bit of a look today.
And they've got some early bird offers on as well, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's still not great, but for the same money, we could go and do Sequoia instead of Marvel Hotel in like the second week of August, and and then we just have to put food on top of that. So we'd be losing out on the food. So it cost us another about 400 quid, I think, to do that. So no Marvel Hotel, but we do get Sequoia. I guess the other benefit is potentially, depending on what happens, we'll have Avengers Campus. So that could be a good thing. It just depends when it's opening because we just don't know at the moment. But that's
if you're talking
you can't get
August,
more you can't get more summer than August. Can
no,
you?
and it says summer. I don't think they'd take it to the last week in August, and I don't think that they would do a full land opening in the height of the summer holidays either.
No. I'm kind of, the more I look at it, the more I think there's very few pros to going in February at the moment, apart from the hotel. It's not. It doesn't have, we're going to have to wear masks if we can go. We're going to have to pay for testing and all that sort of stuff. And that might still be in place in August, but there's an outside chance. In fact, there's probably a fairly good chance that, infections will be down by that time. Everything will be open up. And we might be in the same sort of situation we're in this summer, which would make it actually a far better experience. And it'll be warm and there'll be Avengers Campus and, Small World will be further down the line. We don't know when it's going to reopen, but it might be open by then. You never know. Food thing's a bit of a swine, but I think we'd pay the extra and still do that just for peace of mind and knowing that we've got it sorted. But
and you could also, at the moment, you're on Premier Dining, aren't you?
No, we're on Plus.
You're on Plus Dining, okay.
But hang on, is it? It might be Premier, but. The thing is, there isn't really Premier Dining at the moment because there's no character meats. It's not there. And the standard, I know you've got this in the news, but the standard meal plans disappeared. So even at Cheyenne, it's Plus now.
Yeah.
So because the buffet things, they don't exist in the same way as they used to do, which means they're letting you go to any of the places. So I think it makes sense. Just like I say, for peace of mind, for knowing that we've got a meal, we do a half board. Also, you get your breakfast with a half board as well, so it's worth doing it. Do you get your breakfast? Hang on, this is the confusing thing because Plus and Plus Extra, I think it's full board only, isn't it? Plus Extra.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. Well, I won't talk about it then.
it's on the news
move
thing.
On. I'm done.
No,
we won't talk about it.
No, but we were talking about your trip, weren't we? And what I was going to say is
it's
that...
just because that's what I was looking at today.
Okay.
What my trip would be, and so it's I thought it was relevant.
We've gone with dining plans and without dining plans, and dining plans are great, and you get to have your full sit-down meal every day, and you get to have it at these quite big things. But we do find that when we go without a dining plan, we're more than happy to go in the quick service. And when you say, but you get to sit down and decompress, well, we do go and sit in a quick service restaurant for an hour and decompress. And you might actually find you spend less money than you think you will. Because if you're rebudgeting on the dining plan, you could spend less than that.
Well, the dining plan costs around 700 quid, I think, for half board. And that includes your breakfast and one, like your lunch or your tea. And with four of us, in a main meal, we'll spend €100 without even thinking about it, unless we go to the quick serve. But we go to the quick serve once a day, so we probably want to go to
a sit down
meal for the others. So to us, it does make sense. The full board doesn't entirely make sense, I don't think, because we don't need that much food. I don't think anybody needs that much
and that
food.
much time when you're in a theme park as well.
Exactly.
This is what I've always thought about the full board is the time it takes you to have a sit down meal twice a day, including a sit down breakfast. It's just, if you're only there for 4 or 5 days, that's a lot of hours.
When Ollie was younger, it was worth it. The first time we went, it was worth having the full board because he was shattered and it was a really good, like a proper break in the day. And I know, like you say, you can go to quick service, you can go and sit down at any of those places and have a break. There's not a problem with that. But it just kind of took the, I don't know, it just made things a bit easier, I think. But I think as they're older, it's less worth it. Not least because they want chicken and chips or pizza and stuff, and so it makes sense to mix it up a bit, I think. Yeah.
Well, should we have a look at the full board? What is it? Extra plus.
Extra plus, yeah.
Or plus extra, whatever I put it as on the news.
That just makes me think of Garth Marenghi in the opening credits when he says plus actor. Plus extra sounds like that. That's why I said it like that in the news.
So if you're not familiar with the dining plans already, you've got full board and you've got half board. It used to be that your standard would be, I believe it was 5 buffet restaurants, which were Plaza Gardens, Cafe Agrabah, used to be Restaurant de Stars, the Grange in the Village, and then the 2 at Cheyenne and Santa Fe, so it's 6.
Billy Bob's, is that one of the
Billy Bob's is the Grange, yeah.
Right, yeah.
And then the plus includes almost all your other table service, excluding... well, it doesn't exclude somewhere like Chez Remy, but on your menu you would have a plus set Prix Fix menu, and you'd have a premium Prix Fix menu, so you could only order from the plus. And I think that was the same for most of the others, but it excluded your character ones such as Inventions and what's the one in the village? Chef Mickey's. Cafe Mickey. Cafe Mickey. And then your premium, of course, involves those, and it involved the show...
Auberge de Céline.
The Cinderella's one, because that's another character one. Yeah. And
Waltz, I guess, if it was ever open again.
I've got something to say about Waltz today. I do, but I will keep that stump for a second. No, the show with the horses, and that's where we got our PCR test, and it's escaping me.
Oh yeah.
Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills, yeah.
It could include Buffalo Bills as well. So that was the premium. Now the weird thing with premium at the moment is most of those premium options, all your character meals, the Buffalo Bills, they've all gone or they've changed, so they're not character meals now. So you do have your regular things with a slightly posher menu. So that's strange. So if you get half board, you get a breakfast and one meal. You can choose whether it's lunch or dinner, and if you get full board, you get 2 meals, blah, blah, blah. So what they've brought in is this extra plus, and it's like the plus, except you can choose one character meal over your entire stay. So if you're doing a 3-night, 4-day stay, you have to get 3 nights worth of dining plan, but you can choose one character meal during that time.
Is it so there was something weird about it when I was looking before, and this might just be how Magic Breaks have got it laid out, but can you do half board or full board on the...
No, you can
it's just
only do full board for the extra plus.
So the implication was that breakfast wasn't included in the standard, but in plus, but in... Gee, see how complicated this is already. It wasn't included in full board plus, but it was included in full board plus extra.
Plus extra.
I can't...
That was the implication on the Magic Breaks website, but that's not.
I've got the little Disney chart here, and it doesn't say anything about breakfast unless you can see it. But I think that would be very strange.
Yeah, I'm going to find it.
Because it wouldn't be full board dining if it didn't have breakfast included. Anyway, so you get one character meal, and then the rest of your meals you can use them wherever. But they've added that you can get an extra plus snack and drink and an extra plus drink. So I presume this is 1 snack a day and 2 drinks a day, I think. It's not very well laid out and clear, and this is a brand new thing that dropped the day before yesterday. So if you're thinking of buying it, you might ask your travel agent for more clarification. But that's new. This is something, well, it's not new. They used to have, about 5 years ago, if you did the dining plan, they would have a pause gourmand, and that was a snack credit, basically, that you could use on a cookie. And then they just got rid of it. And apparently it's because people weren't using them and they had loads left over at the end. Don't know. We would use ours. But they've brought that back, but only for Extra Plus. Now, I think there are 2 things. This is on sale from the 31st of March, so they must be planning on having character dining back by the 31st of March. I also think it's trying to plug the gap between Plus and Premium. Maybe it's even trying to replace Premium, because I can't see now why you would get Premium dining if you've got this where you can have a character meal. I don't know, unless you just...
But I guess with the Premium you could have all character meals. If you want, couldn't you?
Yeah, and you just get one in this.
By the way, I've had a look, and in a different part of the same website, it does say you can have your breakfast, but there was a definitely it was missing from it. It said you can enjoy 2 meals for your lunch and dinner, and didn't mention breakfast.
Confusing.
Yeah.
Now the other thing that you can have in Plus, oh yeah. No, you can have it on Extra as well. But the way they've worded this is weird, is you get 2 meals a day for every night of your stay, but on your departure day, you can have 1 meal. So that must mean that on your arrival day, you can have 2, on your next day, you can have 2, and on your next day, you can have 2, and on the day you leave, you can choose between lunch and a dinner.
Oh.
because it says your choice of lunch or dinner on your last day.
Sorry, I've just had a reminder on my phone that says give Chris taxi money, and I set it for now, so it'd be impossible for me to forget.
There you go. I bet he forgets.
I'm going to give you it now.
You're going to give me it now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Fantastic. Yeah, this is all getting a bit dry. I think that's what Hugh's trying to tell us, basically. But it's...
No, it's just my phone.
I mean, this is interesting. This is interesting because this matters to people who are planning trips.
Is tenor all right?
Yeah, well we've paid for brookie between us, but yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
But the thing is, we've just sat and debated this as people who know about Disney holidays and going, does it include this? Does it include the other? You just know from human psychology and sales, and this is the reason the dining plan is so popular, is that if a travel agent can go, we've booked your flights, we've booked your transfers, we've booked your hotel, and if you do this, you get 2 meals a day and we've booked that as well, they'll go, great. Now, if they say blah, 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 and there's also this option where you can get 1 meal on your last day, but you can get 2 on your first day, and you can have a snack, but only if you get it in these places. You're allowed 1 character dining, but you have to choose it and book it in advance. Would you like that? I just don't feel it's as user-friendly. Do you know what I mean? As the simple package.
I guess that it's... Yeah... The stuff like the character meet's a bit of a funny one for me because you get 1 per your visit, but it doesn't matter how long your visit is.
No.
So you could go for 2 days and do this and get that character visit. You're getting very good value for money there. If you go for 5 nights, then you're not getting such good value for money. So that in itself is a bit strange.
And what if you booked 3 nights at Newport Bay and 2 nights at Cheyenne? Would you get 2 character meals?
I don't know, because the hotels make a difference as well, don't they? So if you're in Cheyenne now, the plus is the standard meal. So if you want a meal package, that's a standard meal package. If you remember back in the day, you get the standard meal package at Cheyenne or Santa Fe, and you get the plus meal package at Sequoia and what is now the Art of Marvel, and you get the premium at Newport Bay. God, this is hard work, isn't it?
I know, yeah,
you
exactly.
Get the premium at Newport Bay and at the Disneyland Hotel, and if you wanted the others, I think you could pay a premium to upgrade it so you could have the other meal deals and do it that way. But it's just so confusing because everything's different based on where you're staying. And some places you get breakfast. If you get breakfast and you want the meal plan as well, then you upgrade to the meal plan, which doesn't cost you as much as if you were somewhere else where they didn't have breakfast. And you know, it's there's a lot
boggling.
to think about, and I guess it's part of the whole planning of your holiday. And you know, you love to plan a holiday.
I do.
So this kind of stuff is this like your crack, isn't it? You know, it's right there. It's a drug that you need.
But
it keeps you happy. And
I never found it a simple or a user friendly system, the Paris one, at all.
But if you're going for a week, just to give you an example, if you're going for 5 days, you can have the meal plus, which would be for 5 nights, 4 days, £740, I think. This is based on the holiday that we were looking at. £740. You can then have that's half board, sorry. Full board, it's about £1,023, something like that, for that full amount of time. I know you're going to tell us what it is for one day. And then the extra is like another £300 on top of it. So is what you're getting extra worth £300 more to you? That's the question you got to ask yourself.
Yeah. Now, if I was really booking this, I would totally have a spreadsheet to work this out.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like I say, it's not a user-friendly system and it never has been. For those interested, it's €119 a day. Figure it out when you're booking. But it's helpful for the character suggestions from the 31st.
Compared to what?
It's helpful for the character to know the character meals are at least suggested to be back from the 31st of March. Now then, I've just had a question from Mark about the New Year's Eve celebrations and fireworks. The French government have advised, I believe, all official New Year's Eve celebrations to be cancelled, but I don't think they've mandated it for the public. And I did check, because I know this was a question on several Disney sites. I checked and it's still on the Disney website. I wouldn't be at all surprised if we woke up tomorrow and it had been cancelled, though, because it sounds like that's the way it's going. As it is, UK visitors who did have tickets for New Year's Eve, because I know there was a lot, which was a sold-out event, by the way, which takes a lot of doing at Disneyland Paris, they've all had automatic, not automatic, they've all got no questions asked refunds if you've got a UK postcode, and there's an email address that you can send off to.
Just a quick one. €36 a day more for the extra than the plus.
For a snack, a couple of
36 euros
drinks.
a day,
What,
yeah.
for
an even
per
snack,
person?
per person, yeah. Per adult, sorry. Obviously, it's less for child, and that's in a standard room. It's cheaper if you've got a club level room.
That's
Say it. Thank you.
crazy.
Club
That's
level.
crazy. Not exactly.
You saw my
Right.
eyes go, didn't you?
Club level.
Club
Go on,
level.
say it, club level.
So let's go to our now naked castle. She's undressed herself.
Can I just do a bit of housekeeping first?
Yes.
Because it's Christmas and we've got some Christmas snacks.
Okay.
Ooh.
So, Chris, would you like a Mr. Kipling exceedingly good festive Bakewell?
Always.
Or there's also a chocolate and orange tart.
Yeah.
But they're very sloppy.
Right. So I'll tell you what. I'll go for a Bakewell now, and then I'll do the sloppy when we're chatting after everything's finished.
Fine, yeah. There you go. We've also got just want to create the scene. We've got a gingerbread candle going on.
Yeah.
You know,
Second week in a row.
I've got a candy cane here. If you want a candy cane, anybody? You know what I mean? It's all going on.
I noticed, by the way, that Mark tried to get the cheese puns going in the chat earlier on.
No one was biting.
No
Well,
one
that's
at all.
because once he reels us in, that's we'll do that all day long, won't we? I should have dropped one in there, shouldn't I?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right, so
That was terrible.
the castle now. What did I say? Oh, waltz. Let's just circle back to that for a second.
Yeah.
It's I got really excited scanning through Twitter this morning because there was pictures of people in Waltz having dinner in Waltz and showing the view from Waltz, and I was like, Waltz is open! Hold the phones! And then I realised it was an Inside Ears press event, and what they'd used it to lay out loads of the examples of snacks and merchandise, and all the Inside Ears members were there. But it's like someone found the keys. They haven't taken pictures off the wall, and they haven't removed the tables, and they hadn't, because I was seriously beginning to think it was going Pizza Planet direction, not coming back, but it's still intact. So I don't know. It's like seeing into Willy Wonka's factory after all those years. You know
Just
what I mean?
a bit dusty.
Yeah. So that's not much of a thing, but it was. You reminded me when you said about Waltz
that's nice to
earlier.
know.
Yay!
There's life in the old gal yet.
Yeah. Speaking of life in the old gal.
This is just a Bakewell with.
It's really disappointing,
with some
isn't it?
sprinkles on top.
No, I think that the jam is like cranberry jam instead of cherry jam,
I bet
isn't
it
it?
isn't. It never is with these things.
It didn't taste any different.
Oh.
Maybe actually no. Maybe there was a less of a cherry flavour to it than I expect.
It's plum and raspberry jam.
There you go. It's the plums
That's why
that make
no
it.
cherry at all.
So the castle is now sans scrim. I put in my news that it was as it reaches the end of its refurbishment. It should have reached the end of its refurbishment, and Thénardier du Dragon. No,
Thénardier,
Yeah,
like,
and,
from Les Miserables.
Tarabundi.
Tanière.
Tanière,
Is it?
du Dragon, du La Dragon, is should have opened yesterday. So I just wanted to confirm it before I put anything on the news, and I couldn't find any pictures or evidence or video. And usually there's somebody who goes in and goes, look, it's open. There was plenty of people saying this should open at the end of the week, but I haven't seen anyone in it. So it might be open, but it should have opened yesterday. That's not very concrete. I do like to have my sources checked out. there.
37DS. We can tell you maybe.
Yeah.
That's what we do, guys.
Unconfirmed.
Unconfirmed, yeah.
We might be able to tell you maybe.
Asterisk.
Same with the cloisters. I could see that it was all open at the front. People were going in the gallery bit. Mark Riley's spell checking me with me. Du Dragon, thank you.
Merci.
Yeah, the gallery bits, the walk through at the top and being able to go out on the balcony, that's open. I've seen photos of the front of it. You can go up the path on the side of it, which is very useful to get from one place to another. I just couldn't find evidence of a picture of it from the back to tell you if all the cloisters are uncovered, etc. And I couldn't find any pictures of the dragon being open. But they should be open by now.
DLP report would be right in there with a video of the dragon, wouldn't you?
I thought they
If it was
would.
there, so.
I thought they would. That's where I check if I'm not sure, but I couldn't see it. Anyway, it was meant to reopen yesterday, so let's see. But that is wonderful news. It's just a shame that no British people can go and see it. Nightmare.
Stuck on our island.
It's like the teasing us, aren't they? It's like, and it was the same day, the 18th, that the borders shut.
If a tree falls in the woods and there's no Englishman to see it,
Good evening, Mike Suffield. You've just popped up in the chat. Hello. Right, now this kind of, well, it made me give a rather sarcastic and wry chuckle, which I criticised at the beginning of this week in my Vlogmas thing, so I should be careful not to be a hypocrite. But they have now added Premier Access, paid, let's remind ourselves, paid Premier Access to Indiana Jones.
Indiana, she says.
Oh.
Indiana Jones.
Very posh.
I'm a princess. And Orbitron.
Right. What, really?
Yes. So that's €5 each to Fastpass those. Now, thing is,
I'm doing it.
I don't ride Indiana Jones. What do I say then? Indiana?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what he's called.
No, but I call him Indiana.
Indiana. Well, you're wrong.
Oh dear.
I do say garage sometimes.
Garage?
And Sega Master System, I've been known to say.
Sega Master,
Master
Sega Master
System.
System.
Sega
Master System.
Should it be Master?
Master.
Do you say
Do you say Master?
System, yeah.
Bath or bar?
Some people, well, round here people say Master, don't
Master.
they? They go, Master. I don't say grass, though.
What about Bath?
Bath.
Yeah. That's right. What about Berry?
What? Berry?
Yeah.
Beret?
Bury. Berry.
Oh, Bury.
All right,
I'd say
okay.
Bury.
Bury.
We're getting off things now. We're getting off.
Anyway. We've not been on topic at all today, I think, have we?
So that's €5. Right, Indiana Jones. That's where we're going with this. Right,
Indiana
Hugh,
Jones.
so I don't ride it. Hugh goes on it.
Yeah.
And when we do, I don't think he's ever been on it when it hasn't been pretty much a walk on. Because we always just say, should we head up here, see what it is? Oh, it's 5 minutes. Will you wait for me? Yeah. And as long as it texts me to kind of take Bonnie to the toilet or send a text message, he's on and he's off again. So what
Shaking.
the crowds...
Shaking like a leaf.
And we've never even used Fastpass. So what crowd level it has to be for them to get €5 out of you? I just...
And then on top of that, Orbitron, it's a fine little ride. It's just a spinny round ride. But and there was a bit of a queue when me and Bonnie went of about 25 minutes or something.
It's a
Do you think
slow
you're expecting-
loader.
But for £5, you
Euros.
expect... Sorry, €5. I've got that. Do you want that as well, Chris? I've got it in my wallet. I've got euros in there too.
Kept getting euros out in the pub.
I almost gave it to the waitress, didn't I?
Yeah.
Gina. Hi, Gina. For €5, are you gonna It's the Orbitron.
Does Dumbo have one?
No.
Orbitron's all right, but
But Dumbo's far more
wouldn't pay
popular
for-
than
pay
Orbitron.
It's more popular. It's more iconic because Bonnie really wanted to take Peter on Dumbo, and it's not her.
45
It's not
minute
her favourite. Right? It was. Yeah.
It's always 45 minutes, isn't it?
It's
Always,
absolutely
yeah.
crazy. So I just don't know what they're thinking about that because it's you're like, oh, ka-ching. I just genuinely don't think people would pay it.
Maybe it's just more stunning since the refurb. Maybe there's something about it that's just...
Yeah, maybe. What's the
kitsch.
worst ride they could charge you for? Oh, that's basically just like saying what's the worst ride, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Liberty Arcade...
No, but in all seriousness,
It's €1 to get in.
in all seriousness, Small World, because again, we do not wait more than 15 minutes for that. And when it says 15 minutes, it's always 10 minutes. And the queue just peters off really
It must
quickly.
be awful if you do pay and just by chance you've paid for something and then when you're actually going for your time, the standby queue is just dead anyway. What an insult when you've paid.
Well, I mean, here's the other thing that's come out of this Premier Access thing this week is apparently it's been very busy this week. It's getting up to Christmas. Star Wars and Big Thunder, it's dynamic pricing, so they can change prices. They were up to €18 this week.
Is it like taking an Uber then? When demand's up, they just bung the price up.
Yeah,
don't
basically. And it's higher on weekends, it's higher on holidays, it just goes up and down.
18
So I mean, times that by 4 for your family, right?
So people must not be using it, surely. Isn't that why they put the prices up, surely?
So is it like
Makes no sense.
€72 for your family to go on Big Thunder Mountain?
On top of your holiday that you've already paid
No,
for.
people must be using it. That's why they're putting it up.
And you're...
If they weren't using it, they'd make it a bit more...
So you've paid for plus extra for your food.
Plus extra.
Plus extra. So you've got a snack that you can eat whilst you're in the queue for Star Wars. So you don't need to pay for it. It's all good.
It's just, I can't fathom. And I totally understand why they're charging for Fastpass, and it wasn't a huge deal at Disneyland Paris. It's a little perk some people can use. We've had the ramp before, whatever, it's fine. But I can't fathom for my own wallet what situation would cause me to spend that on that ride. Or who would spend it?
And if you did get to the point where you thought, well, I don't have any choice but to spend that, then you'd be having an awful holiday.
Yeah, you really would. And I know people say, what if it was a once-in-a-lifetime trip and you're only there for 36 hours or whatever, and you really want to do these, you've got a bucket list of things. Even then, I just can't see it. Now, if it was €7 each and a family of 4, and so it was €28 and all the things that you just said,
just stand in the
once
queue.
in a lifetime. Well, depends what your income is, but even for your rich people, I can't see who would say that. Now I just have to get distracted by Mark Riley in the chat.
Bezos, he'd pay it.
Maybe. Well, he'd close the park down.
Yeah, Mark's recommended something that you've recommended to me.
I have. We
haven't watched it yet.
Well, I'm going to recommend it to everybody. Defunctland, which is a really good YouTube channel that do some historic... They actually do history of attractions that don't exist anymore and stuff like that, don't they? But they do historic theme park videos. They've done a really good documentary, basically. I won't downplay it by calling it a YouTube video. It's a documentary. It's 1 hour and 40 minutes long, and it's the history of Fastpass in Disney parks. But
That's long.
Well,
because they don't have got a lick of pace as well.
Oh, he really does. He's also done a 3-part video on the failure of Euro Disney. And I really recommend you go see it. Now, I know as Disneyland Paris fans, you might not want to see something that's called the failure of it,
it's
or
on
whatever
YouTube.
it's called. But it really explains a lot about the development of the park and how we got to where we are now, and it makes you appreciate it a lot. Yeah, really. But yeah, the Fastpass one, this is what appeals to me, is it goes into numbers. How many people can ride a ride per minute? What happens when you add Fastpass? What happens to the human behaviour? So you've got social engineering, you've got industrial engineering, you've got statistics and how it works. And I was like, oh. But it's not a quick video. It is 1 hour and 40 minutes. And for that reason, I've said to Hugh, we need to watch this one night. This needs to be our evening's entertainment
3
one
nights.
night. Well, maybe over 3 nights.
Split it up.
But I highly recommend it to any Disney fan. And for that matter, you said as well, you recommend the entire channel.
Oh yeah, massively recommend that channel.
Really,
It's
really
great.
good.
And the podcast as well. Anything. The information in it is just fantastic. Full stop.
Mark Riley's also just said he saw quite a few people using Premier Access just before closing time on Big Thunder
that's
Mountain.
interesting. Yeah, so it's your last day. You want to do one more ride again before you go home. I could see maybe if the price was right that you might go. Do you know
what was the price at that time, Mark? Do you know? Did you have your app open? I know it takes you a minute to reply, so I might come back to that. Okay, we'll
Too
all
late.
sit here in silence.
Shall I ask you what's in your tiki cup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What's in your tiki cup?
It's showtime! All together! Your tiki cup in your tiki cup. Well, you made yourself a beverage, I'll drink it up from your tiki cup.
Well, in addition to my tiki cup, I've got not my usual tiki cup, which I've started preferring over all the others. It's this big one. But in there, I've just got blackcurrant with some spiced rum again, because I've got a lot of spiced rum to get through. I just got a lot to get through. But I've put Irish cream in my Disney glass, and I use these Disneyland Paris glasses purely for Irish cream. Now, here's a tip for you. O'Connor's, for example, country cream is about 60% cheaper than Bailey's, but it's only half as bad tasting as Bailey's. So it works out slightly better.
So you're 10% better off.
That's
basically.
my Christmas tip for you. Yeah, even though it doesn't taste as good, it's like £3.50, £4 a bottle. It's worth it, man. So I'm on my second bottle this year. Not today. Not today.
Wow.
So yeah, that's what I'm drinking.
We got the reply from Mark Riley. He says it was €8 and it was late October.
Do you know
see,
what? I
think
see that. Suddenly, I think, actually, if it was our last night and we'd spent the whole week going, well, we'll go on it later, knowing Big Thunder Mountain's got 85 minutes plus sometimes to wait, that you might just go, I really want to go on that. You won't go the whole family. You just go, right, come on. I'll go and then you go on afterwards.
This is when I saw it being used, is when one of our member of family wants to do something. So if Hugh was like, I really do want to ride Hyperspace Mountain this trip, and it said 35, 45 minutes, and we didn't really want to be a part of the family for that long, kicking our heels. okay, you get Premier Access, costs you €8, we'll go in the shop, see you in 10 minutes. That I can see. But €18, that's the cut-off for that kind of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And for more than one person, that's a cut-off, full stop for me.
I wouldn't pay more than about €8, honestly,
€8.
for anything. Like, €8 is like, you think, I resent paying this, but it's not a bank breaker.
It's like
Anything above
parking
that,
fees, isn't
anything
it?
above
You
that,
know?
I think, is extravagant.
Yes.
Yes, I'm with you on that.
He says drinking spiced rum from a
Shall
giant
we-
tiki cup.
What's my the only bit of news we've got now is it's a small one. Lily's Boutique is now offering nail art. So all I've seen
Good
is the
idea.
promo material for this, so I can't imagine what it's actually like. 'Cause it's quite a small shop and always busy.
I don't know where it is.
It's
do you?
the homeware one.
Oh,
The plates and the teapots and the candles and the.
okay.
I think it's that one, isn't it?
I don't know. Look at me.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, so I imagine they've got a small nail bar set up somewhere, and it is €39 for one person or 59 for two. So I'm thinking,
Jesus.
I
Both
mean,
hands.
not in your family. No, but like if me and they do adults and children, and if me and Bonnie thought we were going to have a little glamorous moment and it was going to be our treat to ourselves, I suppose we could do it for two. But that does seem quite steep.
Ollie would genuinely love that.
Would he?
Yeah. He loves Laura painting his nails.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, bless him. I never do mine. I'm just not a nail girl. I know some people are, so maybe
But
that in
meanwhile,
itself would
me-
be the novelty. Maybe that would be the novelty. I don't know. I can see some people really enjoying that. Certainly,
I'd like to
if
see-
It's not because it's not just the final finished product, is it? It's a bit of a pamper.
It's the experience,
at the
yeah.
time. Yeah, I
I'd
get
like to
that.
see what they look like, how creative they are.
They are quite creative. They've got some examples.
You know the baubles we were looking at last week?
Yeah.
Oh no,
With the
they're a bit
transfers?
better.
I imagine
than
it's those transfers left over from the baubles. They just whack them with your thumb.
Yeah. Stamp.
that.
There you go.
They appear to have some little transfer and pictures they can put on, but there's a lot of just kind of like Mickey and Minnie little designs and
And
spots.
bounding colours and stuff as well. I
Yeah.
think you could be quite creative, couldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
If
I know
I was-
you could do that yourself, I guess, but so it's more like you say, it's experience, isn't it? more than
Yeah.
anything else, but
Well, it's the same as if not me because of my issues, but I would be down having a haircut in the little barber shop when it's open. It's never open. But again, I know that you're paying a heck of a lot for a haircut, but it's the experience and the venue and the photographs and the I've been there. You know, it's been there, done the T-shirt thing, isn't it?
I think €40 for one person seems steep, but €30 each if there's two of you is just about in the okay.
And more fun
price,
because
isn't it?
there's two of
And
you
there's
as
two,
well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I can see a lot of people doing that.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Right, that's the end of our news. So we've got gifts for you, Chris, because
got
do you
gifts
know
for you?
what? We really like you.
Oh, I just got them because I thought I should.
Yeah, well, we
Because it's
told
Christmas.
you we'd got you some and you felt obliged, didn't you? But Chris,
That's
Chris
not
normally...
what happened. It's normally me that instigates it. I didn't.
I was going to
this
say, Chris normally knocks it out of the park with Christmas presents. so we bought
I-
these
pressure.
in September.
I bought Chris's in about. Well, I pre-ordered it in like May or something.
I got mine for you in September. So because we kind of know that he's always there with it, and then we were like, we better work a bit harder.
Chris said
feel
in,
nervous now.
we went out for a meal with a friend the other night, just the lads. It was proper laddie. Then we went to a strip. No, we didn't. Chris was saying he was worried mine wasn't going to arrive and it was fragile. And I was like, oh, I know what it is. And I thought, I know what it is. But then the way you said, how do you know what it is? I thought, oh, I can't know what it is then.
That's interesting. Yeah, I am worried that you might, but I don't think you.
And
do,
you said
Ollie.
you-
He's
you
very
said I-
telepathic, though, is
You said I might have it. Yes, I am. I knew you were going to say that.
Without, I can't. Well, when I reveal it, before it's unwrapped, you'll know whether or not you're right, and then you can tell me what you thought it was.
Okay. Right, okay.
If you're
well,
right.
should we do some?
Yeah. Well, how do you want to do this?
Well, we've got two for you.
And I've got one each for you.
Okay. That doesn't make it any easy, does it?
No.
Well, I'll give you your two.
Okay.
Let's just see what happens.
Let's. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll give you yours,
Yep.
and then we can just go hell for leather.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Got hell for leather.
This one's for you, Lucy. Careful.
Oh, gosh, it's heavy.
And this one's for you.
Oh, I see. Oh, look at this. Right. Oh.
Is that what you thought it was?
No. But I
think I know what it is now.
Well, I mean, it's record shaped. Mm-hmm. I'll say that. Well, I mean, it's not round, but it's vinyl sleeve shaped.
It's flat and square.
I feel like I should say something about it, but I just don't.
I'm going to open it.
Dude, go for it, and then I can apologise for it.
Right, I don't think I have this.
That's a good sign.
Now, I think my grandparents had that.
Please bear in mind
I've just seen a Muppet.
that it is obviously not brand new.
Of course not.
And the sleeve isn't in the best condition, but the actual record is.
Wow.
This is my childhood.
Chris has got me the Muppet Show vinyl. I love it.
The first one, because there are two.
I love it. Oh, do you know what? I need to run upstairs and get... I bought one in a charity shop while I was Christmas shopping for myself. I thought, I'll whack this on at Christmas. I've got a Disney Christmas album upstairs.
Ooh.
But, yeah, so examples of tracks on here are the Muppet Show theme.
Ooh.
Mississippi Mud. Mana Mana.
Do, 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 do.
What else we got? The Amazing Marvin
Lydia.
Suggs.
Oh,
And his
Lydia.
Muppaphone.
Oh, that's brilliant. Right, let me tell you a story about that. We have this record, grew up listening to this record, and whenever the Muppaphone thing comes on, he does this thing at the beginning, if you've seen it, it's first episode
I've seen it,
of
yeah,
the Muppets,
yeah.
and he hits them on the head, he goes, tuning up, and then he hits them on the head, and they make noises. On our record, there's a jump there, and it goes, tuning up, tuning up,
Oh,
tuning
no.
up, tuning up, and I once recorded it onto a cassette, and had 45 minutes effectively of just that.
On purpose.
No, not on purpose, but I did listen to it a lot.
It's also got Hugga Wugga on.
Yeah.
Which isn't one of the strong ones. Hugga Wugga.
Has it got Lydia the Tattooed Lady on it? Or is
Yeah,
it on the
it
other
does,
one?
it does.
And Simon Smith, my favourite song. Is that on there? Is that on the
Yes,
second
and his
album?
Amazing Dancing Bear. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Chris, I love it.
I'm glad you do. I'm really pleased about that.
Because people buy me records because I like a record, but people sometimes buy me new records of like a new band. And
Yeah.
I don't listen to music that way. I buy something, it has to be Instagrammable and sort of corny or cheesy in such a way that
Hawaiian
I
mood
can
music.
put it on as a mood piece.
You've got a Christmas album, haven't you, of the Muppets, haven't you?
I used to have John Denver
Yeah,
and the
that-
Muppets on cassettes.
Ah, okay. So I'd heard you talk about that.
It'll
and
be
I
in the
thought,
garage.
I don't think you've got this on record, but just wasn't. I wasn't 100%, but I thought I'm going to take the gamble anyway because it's awesome.
Good gamble.
Shall I open something then?
Yes.
Do.
Should I open both of them, or just one of them, or?
Open the big flat one first.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I'll go get, because that's from
Okay.
Lucy, so I'll go get the Disney record to show you.
Okay.
Oh no, the big flat one's from Hugh. That's why I said open that. So it's like it's Hugh.
Oh yeah, open the other one.
Open the other one. I'll open the other one. I'm
I thought you said the big fat one.
Oh, the big fat one.
I'm opening the big fat one, not the big flat one. Let's see what this is. Oh man, that is awesome. I know. I saw this on Amazon a while ago, and I thought that looks a lot of fun.
So what have you got, Chris?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I should explain, shouldn't I? Sorry, I was just fixated by it. It's a build your own Disneyland. Look at that. So it comes with all kind of bits and stuff, and
Pop-up
and-
cardboard bits.
and you build it all, and you've got yourself a Disneyland that you can lay out. How cool is that?
Bob
Oh,
Sangwell appreciates
Brilliant.
your album choice.
I like on the second Muppets album, Kermit says, "Hello and welcome to the very first ever second Muppet Show album." That's awesome.
Very
Thank
good.
you. Thank you so much.
I'll just show people, sorry listeners, what I'll do is I will Instagram and tweet these under the hashtag 37 Disney Street Vinyl. So I'll do the two of them. But this is one I got in a charity shop. It's Walt Disney's Christmas Favourites. I'm out of breath from going upstairs. And look how classic the cover is. It's white with a simple image of Mickey on a sled and a massive title. And it's got songs like, it's Winter Wonderland and Jingle Bells with the All Mouse Choir and stuff. Adventureland Jungle Tree.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Jingle Bones by Witches 3.
Right, I'm delving in. That
Do
was
it.
cruel to make me hold a gift
I
that
know.
long and not let me open it. Let's get the nice
Pain
sound
in the arse.
effect. There we go. Ooh. Oh, I know what. Oh, let me get to the microphone. I know what this is.
Oh, hello.
We made
Somebody.
thoughts about this last
Yes.
week.
Somebody recommended it. I thought when I saw it was a book, The Art of Disney Costuming.
I want that suit.
Look at that.
Look at that, listeners.
Now, so it's
You can Google that, though.
Huge.
You can Google the art of Disney costuming.
It looks to here to be mainly the live action costumes, kind of in detail. I'm going to open the book. Hang on. This will mean you won't be able to see me. Oh no, we've got some some of the animated ones as concept art, and then close-up details and
Bit of Barbosa
oh,
there.
it's really, really beautiful.
Really good Bog Book.
Yeah.
Well,
It's very big. You have to put it on the floor.
quite a big Bog Book, yeah.
Yeah.
I talked about my Bog Books quite a bit on my Vlogmas episode.
Wow, that's amazing.
I'm still going through the Star Wars one you got me last year. That's going to take me years to get
I'm
through.
halfway through that.
It'll take me years on the Bog.
That's fantastic. So
And I'm on there a lot.
I'm going to take that for my mum to look at on Christmas Day because she will love stuff like that.
Now you said last week, because I mentioned that my mum had a copy of it, and you said, we'll have to ask her about that at the party this week, and then it got cancelled, didn't it? And I was genuinely quite relieved that it got cancelled, because I thought, what if you go and look at that and you're like, well, this is the works.
Yeah,
What about that?
No, that's excellent. That's awesome.
Poorly executed.
Right, one more.
One to go. This is really fun for us. Is it fun for the listeners and viewers?
Do you know what?
They're all Disney related.
I listen to the Adam and Joe podcast every Christmas, and they swap presents, and they're my favourite episodes where they open something and they talk about it. So if you don't like it,
Bar humbug.
yeah,
Now you talked about this on your birthday, didn't you?
yes.
And said, I don't know when there is a time that I can give you another gift. It's
I
gonna have to be
just
Christmas.
missed your birthday. When's your birthday?
January.
Yeah,
January.
it's really soon after
so
Christmas.
I had to wait all this time. And you might even like it, but this combines two of my favourite things, Chris, which is, well, if you open it, so I can say it as you open it, which is mazes and Star Wars.
Oh, what?
And this is a book by, is it called Sean C. Jackson?
He is called Sean C. Jackson.
So you can look him up on Instagram. I got a book by him, a maze book that he'd done, and they're so intricate that you can literally just sit and do them, and they take a while to do because they're really intricate mazes.
Did we talk about this on here? About that book on here, or were we were maybe talking about it after a
Possibly,
after an
yeah,
episode once?
yeah. So this is a Star Wars one that he did this year. Like, so I was already following him, and then he released a Star Wars book, and I was like, hello, brilliant.
That would never have occurred to me. I did not have a clue. I've been trying to work out all year what on earth you were on about.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
It's a really good, and that is a good Bog Book. Yeah, you can just get lost in it.
Although Jar Jar Binks is in it.
Yeah, there's some prequel stuff and there's some sequel stuff in there, unfortunately. But see, because I make mazes for the Beano now and again, and there's a fine line between being sort of sufficiently tricky enough and a challenge. Because sometimes you see a maze in a kid's book or a magazine, and it's so easy you can literally look at it and go, I've done it that quickly. And it's always a letdown. And then there's the opposite end, which is this, where you can get lost for a good 10 minutes before you find your way out.
That's brilliant.
There you go.
Very looking forward to
I recommend that book.
daily ablutions tomorrow.
Oh, wow. What a vision that leaves
I've
us with.
tweeted at him a couple of times. He seems like a nice guy. Sean C. Jackson. It's called Star Wars Mazes.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Fantastic presents.
I'd just like to read out. I did say earlier that we'd had a message from Helen, so I'd just like to read it out because it's nice when we get these messages to let you know on the show. Hi again, Lucy. Loving your Vlogmas series and love your show every week. I often pop into the chat to say hi, but listen to it at work on a Monday to help get me through. We finally made it to Disney, a move trip a couple of times, got back on the day the new rules came in. We stayed at the Newport Bay for 4 nights. Absolutely amazing time. I just wanted to share some of my Disney decorations after hearing you discuss them this week. And then she sent me a picture. She's got some, she's got a red Christmas Tinkerbell one on a tree, and then she's got a bell in a globe, and she's got quite a few by the look of it. But yeah, we love seeing
a
the
lovely tree.
And then
Really
she also sent me a canvas she's got of Big Thunder Mountain.
Oh, that's good.
Ooh,
It is.
It's not a triptych because there's 5. What's that? A syntic? No, that's a type of.
Quatric.
And it's given me an idea of what I would like to do on our
it's
staircase.
split into 5 canvases. It is nice, that, yeah.
It's
And
good,
Have
isn't
to
it?
sizes.
stick it up in the new year and show everybody it.
Yeah.
Sync.
Unless you want to tweet it,
Sync.
if she doesn't mind.
So that's really lovely.
I had an update from Bob. I'm not going to read all of it, although
Yeah.
I did threaten him that I might do.
We'll tweet that picture.
Okay.
But
So don't forget.
Bob's book hasn't appeared yet on Amazon. You may have noticed. There's a reason for this. It's because it's got Disney in the title, apparently. You know, it's a problem that we
yeah.
saw with our shirt venture.
Yeah.
So he's had to retitle it, but he's now been asked for his blurb. So he sent me a copy of his blurb earlier.
Yeah.
For Amazon, but I'm not going to read it out. But
why
do
not?
you want me to read it? Go on,
I do.
Go on, I'll read
Well,
it.
it's Christmas.
It is Christmas,
And we've got
yes.
5 minutes left of the show, so yeah.
Wow.
We don't
Okay.
usually finish early. That can't happen.
It seems Walt Disney World has always been there, but 50 years ago there was just a Magic Kingdom. 60 years ago there was just an idea, a dream of a park that would correct the mistakes Walt Disney felt he had made with Disneyland. This book... Oh, sorry, go on.
And just a swamp.
A swamp, yeah. This book is Bob Sangwell's history of Walt Disney World, from its inception to its 50-year anniversary, with each park and zone given its own section, chronology, and raison d'etre. D'etre? Thank you. D'etre. I don't know why it came out like that. You know when you know before, I just rolled into it.
There's too much orange juice.
But being Bob's style, it also comes complete with a set of puzzles at the end of each section. The sections are, and then it lists a section. I'm not going to read them out. Do you want me to read them out?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to keep doing this, Chris.
Early days, the Magic
I
Kingdom,
can do this all day.
Epcot Centre, Disney MGM Studios, Animal Kingdom, and its predecessor, water parks, shopping and other distractions, resort hotels. If you love Disney and you like a puzzle, this book is for you. It's time to celebrate the work of the Disney family and the amazing work of the Imagineers, and still take time to wonder what Central Florida might have been.
Vision.
Goodness me, had Walt lived to oversee his ultimate dream of a community of tomorrow.
Yeah, and you had the was it word search book?
Yes.
Bob's book, and it's really good. And it's got loads
Another good Bog Book.
loads of cool facts in it and things, and heartily recommend.
It was my aeroplane book, and it
not
will
just-
continue to be my aeroplane book, I think.
I would recommend it even if I didn't like him.
But we do like him. I just want to mention Vlogmas that I've been doing. It's a personal triumph at the moment that in 19 days I've got 17 YouTube videos up, and Chris has done 2 YouTube videos as well. Hugh's got one. Yours is coming up on Tuesday
Or Wednesday.
Oh dear, don't
honestly,
do this to
I've
me.
had such a busy week, and I'm finishing the last project tonight after this show, and then next week I've got off apart from my tax return, and I can do it. I'm going to draw the Dunn family suggested Buzz Lightyear. It's just going to be a quick sketch of him, but then I'll do a little narration over the top of it.
But
So it's probably going to be about
they
2
keep
minutes
coming
long.
up, and they will come up until Christmas Eve. And I thank you so much to everyone who's watched them and commented. It's been really nice to read your comments. I did another one this morning that ended up being quite long, and it's a bit of a dangerous one because it was Disneyland Paris versus Walt Disney World, and just kind of discussing the differences between the two. I get a little bit overprotective when people treat Disneyland Paris like the poor relation. I wanted to address that, but then be very realistic about its faults. So there's just a bit of a loosey ramble that goes on for approximately 28 minutes, if you're honestly watching that, longer than I intended. And I don't even know what I'm going to do tomorrow, or if one of you are going to do something tomorrow, I don't know. We will see. So thank you to everyone who's helped with Vlogmas. And we are halfway to our very modest £100 goal by Christmas Eve for Give Kids the World. We're going to put it in the description of this when it goes published as well, aren't we, Chris?
Apparently so.
Yes, the link to our I don't think it's a Just Giving page, but it's the equivalent of that for Give Kids the World. If I've mentioned it before, it's a fantastic facility that enables critically ill children to holiday in Disney World with their families, siblings, etc. So we just set a very small little Christmas target of £100, that's all. And if everybody who's listening today just give £1, we would more than smash that.
We would have £8.
But the good
£9.
the good news is we're already at £50, and we've only been doing it for 7 days. So thank you to anyone who's contributed that. So every little helps. In the description of Vlogmas. Thank you very much.
Can't say that's Tesco.
She talks about Tesco quite a bit in the vlog, actually.
Every little
so-
helps.
I do.
Every little helps. Bob
Tell her
says,
we shop.
Bob says, love you all too, and a Merry Christmas. I think Bob's been on the Irish cream too.
Yeah.
See, someone's been sincere, and I just make fun of them. That's what I do, though. That's
Yeah.
what I do.
It is.
You know.
Yeah. It did the same in the marriage vows. Don't worry about it, Bob.
Yeah.
We've also got our Christmas Classics episode coming out tomorrow. And not only that, I can actually say it genuinely is coming out tomorrow because I've already scheduled it to go because I've already edited it. We recorded it last week. For
That's
once.
a
when-
nice
Granted, so we're
feeling.
not
It's a
that
nice
prepared.
feeling.
So
isn't
we're looking
it?
back over
Everything.
all the classics so far. We've only got a couple left, haven't we?
Yeah.
And it was a good lively chat actually, because I thought, okay, well, I'll see. I'll keep an open mind. But it was a really lively, fun chat, wasn't it?
Yeah. Very enjoyable.
Okay.
As they always are.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the most punctual we've ever been, because I'm going to wrap up now and it is exactly 9:30. We haven't had the unicorn of shame or anything.
5
So,
seconds.
Thanks to everybody for supporting us this year, for watching, for listening, and we hope you all have a fabulous Christmas and that in the new year you can all go to Disneyland Paris as often as you like.
Daily.
And nobody will stop you. That is our wishes. Anything to add, boys, before I wrap up?
It's still not got to 31 yet, so yeah, go on. Because I was going to go, you're out of time, but
Okay.
yeah, no, it's not happened yet.
Right, well, thank you very much for watching. I've been Lucy, this has been The Boys, and good night.
Joyeux Noël!
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, blah, blah, blah.
Bonne année!
Bye.